Hi, I'm Terry. I've lost 175 pounds with keto and carnivore. Thank you for watching. So I've got some thin sliced jicama, I've got some diced jicama, and I have some just long finger cut jicama. I'm going to use those throughout the week. I've got them sitting out, seeing if I can let some of the water get out of them a little bit. Not trying to dehydrate them like I'm trying the chips, but just to kind of get some of the water out because, I keep it in the fridge and freezer. And so I did that first. Now let's move over to the other side. I don't exactly have a meat portion this weekend because I'm making a couple things, but I do have, this is probably about 2.5 pounds of the 73% ground beef in there. So I've got that going because I needed to make up some broth for the dogs. So typically what I do is every hour I come in with this masher and I just mash it up. And just gently kind of go through. There's a lot of water in there, like I said, because I'm trying to make broth for the dogs. And then, of course, I'll use the meat too, but just, that's kind of I'm out of broth for the dogs, so I knew I needed to make some. So this won't make a whole lot of broth, but I'll probably add water to the fat and to thin it out when it's all done. But anyway, so every hour I'm going to come in and chop up the ground beef. My to-do list is pretty long today. The other thing I've got peppers that I need to cut up. I have cucumbers that I need to cut up. And then I'm going to be cutting up the rutabaga right now because we've got a couple things that we're going to make. So right now I'm going to cut up the rutabaga and get those into probably about finger long slices or, little I don't know what you call it, sticks. So finger length sticks. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. So when I was at my doctor's office the other day, she asked if I would consider dating or if I was looking to date somebody because we were talking about my loose skin. And I didn't say this to her, but, most of us who are single for a reason at this age. Now, if you're in your 20s and you're single, I don't know. But, I've been married twice. But at our age, my age, I'm 51, and I'm single for a reason. Either most people at this age were either cheated on or were the one who did cheating. We're either the one who is intolerant of people and their issues, or we're the one who is the one with the issues. And each one of us knows what we are. I know that in my case, I'm a little of both. But I'm just, not necessarily looking. I'm working on healing myself. So I'm not necessarily looking to add someone to my world. But, I know some people are single for some unforeseen situations, like a death. But that's just something that I think about is that, whenever people ask, why are you still single? Well, have you seen people my age that are single? Male or female, either way, we got issues. We're either clingy, or we got depression, or we got trust issues, or we got whatever issues we have. So, I was telling her that, or I was thinking that, but I didn't tell her that. I've told other people that in the past. But I'm like, another thing is, now that I'm getting my act together and eating right, if I met somebody and they were not into eating the way I'm eating and they did things different, I'm not willing to change how I'm doing things now for anybody. So, I just, like I said, I just think of things like that, and I'm like, I just can't, the single people who I have met, we all have some kind of issues. So, that's my honest opinion, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not pushing and in some big hurry to meet somebody. because I got issues. So that's the Bega cut up into long French fry styles. We're going to try a little something with them this morning. So I've got these cut up and they're just kind of sitting here chilling out. Over here I have these I'm bringing to a boil. Just going to parboil them a little bit. And then these I have cubed and they're boiling, gonna boil. And I got some eggs that I need to boil. So that's the stage I'm at. Next, I'm going to do some, I don't know, I'll show you. I think it's natural that as the temperatures rise, we as humans like cooler things and cooler foods. So, and as people start planting gardens, we start eating more of the things that, you know, our neighbors bring us or that people grow in their gardens. So right now I have these cucumbers that I bought and I'm going to put them in the liquid of the stuff that I had made before. So I'm just going to cut up these cucumbers and they are going to go into my vinegar and water solution. If you go back to one of my other meal preps, I have it on there, but it's just all the different types. Oh, hang on, got a problem. It's just all the different types of vinegars. It's white vinegar, it's rice vinegar, white wine vinegar, red wine vinegar, balsamic vinegar, and plain vinegar, and apple cider vinegar, and water. So it's really just a hodgepodge of vinegars. No set amount. I just wing it as I go. I think I was trying to do 2 tablespoons of each when I first started. But I just kind of pour and tastes good anyway. Oh, and I put in a little salt along with the veggies. So anyway, so right now I'm just filling these back up with cucumbers. And then I'll add some more of the liquid to it. Okay, so now we're doing our peppers. We're going to push in the green piece and peel it open. And then we pull out the seeds and shake them out. Pull off the sticker. Got another one. Show you again. Push in the green piece and pry it open. Those little seeds that you see, you can just tap right out of there. There's no seeds. They cling to the center. They cling to the stem. So by doing that, there's the majority of the seeds. Now, I don't know about these little ones yet. I got to work on those. But anyway, so I'm going to slice and dice these next. Whenever you rinse them off, after you pop out the thing and you rinse them off, the seeds are just gone. So that's something you don't have to worry about. So just open them that way and then rinse them off. Now they're ready to cut into strips or cubes or diced or however you want to do it. Just simple and easy. So I've cut the tops off these and dug out the seeds and stuff inside. I'm going to set these aside. I think we're going to do something fun with these, but I'm not sure exactly what. And these are the peppers. I'm about to slice some smaller and I'll put them in with the cucumber vinegar pickled veggies. Okay, meal prep day is chaotic. So my cabinet is chaotic. So this is meal prep day. You can judge me if you want. We're going to add some rice vinegar. I do about 1 to 2 tablespoons. I just like the variety of the different vinegars. I have in here cucumbers, peppers, white onions, red onions. Oh, hang on, I forgot one thing. I usually put in a little bit of minced garlic. Not a whole lot, just enough to give it some flavor. Okay. So Then we're going to do some white wine vinegar. I take the little plastic thingies out so they can't tell me how much to put in here. I hate trying to shake it out and then you can't get hardly anything. And if I want a lot, I want a lot. Of course, it's messier because it's glass. There's something about pouring through glass because it's not thin like plastic. It makes it messy. Okay, so that's the white wine. And we're going to do some balsamic vinegar. This one I do keep the little dealie in because it comes out in a pretty good amount. Again, just do whatever works for you, whatever amount you like. Then we're going to do some red wine vinegar. I'll start over here this time. Red wine, red wine goes to my head, makes me something, something and something else. Red wine. That's an old I think that's a 90s, early 2000s song. All right, then we got some apple cider vinegar. Bloop. 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 And bloop. Now, there's plain old white vinegar. This I'm gonna try to go up to where that little mark is on my container. I don't know why, it's just what I'm doing. I'm trying to watch and see. Well, I didn't add very much of the stuff to this one. Hold up, that one sure don't have a whole lot. Let me add a little bit more. It doesn't look like the others. It looks like it was neglected. Maybe I didn't put much apple cider in it. Alright. Now it looks like the others. Alright. So, I'll go up to that little line at the top of my thumb. There we go. Do the same back there. Same to you. Then we're going to add some salt. Now some people add sugar to their vegetables like this. I don't. But you could add a squirt of sweetener if you wanted to. So now I'm going to put in some salt. This is some very coarse ground salt. So I'm just going to put some of that in there. You could also add tomatoes. You can just put whatever you want to in here. And I'm going to top them off with water. Okay. So it'll look like that. So I'm going to do that to all of them. So you know what? I decided I am going to put just a little bit of this in there. I'm going to go bloop, 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 bloop. All right. So there we go. That's what I've done with all the cucumbers. And so I'm going to put the lids on these and get them in my refrigerator. I've got my air fryer heating up to 400. It's preheating right now. These are the finger length Rutabaga slices. I parboiled them about 10 minutes. I'm going to add some avocado oil. Gloves so I don't get as messy. And I'm going to pour in some salt. This is very fine. Oh, or you can dump in your shaker. It's really fine salt, so sometimes I can work hard to get salt to come out of it. Or I should say fine holes, really small holes. That's what I'm trying to say. Has small holes, so it takes a lot of shaking to get the salt to come out. So these are not all the way cooked, but they are cooked to a stage of where they're soft and kind of break apart a little bit. So this way, when I air fry them, I'd only have to air fry them enough to crisp them up. So I'm gonna let this finish heating up just a second. Okay, it's alerting me that the internal temperature is 400. I'm not gonna put it all in there, but I'll put some of them in there. We're gonna see if we can get them to crisp up this way. I'll check them in 7 minutes. In the meantime, I also have, hold on, I put these in the oven. I drizzled a little avocado oil and put salt on them. I have the oven set at 350, and I'm just gonna let these kind of slowly cook until I can stick a fork in them, and then I'll crank up the heat to get them crispy on the outside. I'm just kind of doing experiments today. It's been 7 minutes. I can feel that I can hear it is starting to crisp a little bit. That's how they're looking. So I'm gonna do another 7 minutes. Oop. And then we'll come back and see how they look then. All right. So that's how it looks. So these Rutabaga does not seem to get golden brown all the way through. I could try it a couple more minutes. Maybe I'll turn it down to 350 and do it for like 3 more minutes and see what that does. But it doesn't seem to get golden all the way across. It seems to be like on the ends of it. But we'll try it 3 more minutes at 350 and see what we think. Alright, well that's how they look. I think that's a good place for them to be. They sound like they're dried out enough. So let's put these others in here. Come on. I'm gonna keep them at 350, and then these others I'll do 8 minutes at 350, and then I'll shake them up. And let's see, they're dry, they're crispy-ish. Like I said, I'm afraid to do them any longer because some of them are all the way. They taste like a home fry. So you could parboil them and just keep them in your refrigerator. And some evening when you want a fried, like a French fry type side, you can just pop them in your air fryer, however many you want, and go. But I'm too lazy for that. That takes too much time. So I make them all on the weekend, and then I just heat them up during the week. But yeah, and I've had these before. They're good with some ketchup on it. I'll show you. Oh, come on, feller. There we go. That's what I needed. I'm going to put just a little bit right here on the side. Not a lot. Just enough to dip one. You get out of the way here, fella.
Your oven timer is done.
Yeah.
Your oven timer
Yep.
is done.
So,
Your oven timer
you can get your French fry fix with this. Okay, see you next thing. So I put the broth, I'm done with the ground beef. So I put the broth in here. I added cold water. I'm gonna let the top fat cap form, and then I will pop it off before I put it in the refrigerator. Whenever I heat this in the microwave for the dogs, when the more fat there is on top, the more it pops and gets all over the microwave and falls over. So anyway, so I'm gonna let it cool until the fat is on the top, and then I'll pick it off. But that'll be my broths for the dog, and I'll probably add a little more water once I pull the fat top off, because it looks like the fat's probably about that hot thick. And here are these. This is what I got from the air fryer. I'm gonna let them cool. It is 160 grams of Vega that I can use as side dishes with whatever main dish I have. I'm just going to take them to the table and let them cool. You should see my table. I'm not going to show you yet, but I've got everything over there cooling down and waiting to be used. And there is the oven baked one. So I'll put those in servings, and that will be the end of my meal stuff for now. Let me show you the table. Look at this. Let me just show you. I've got my jicama going. I got 2 different kinds of jicama. Got some cooked ground beef that's just sitting there. These are broth sitting here cooling. These are cooling. This is just sitting here waiting for me to figure out what to do. And I'm going to use these. I think I'm going to do some stuffed bell peppers with these and with the ground beef. So I don't really know. We'll see what I figure out. But yeah, so that's the table of what's kind of holding a lot of my stuff.